It started to get very gelatinous. Oh, I just didn't shake it up good enough. That's why the oil keeps seeping out. Well, I've shooken it. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. Alrighty, let me zoom you in for the eye look. So today's eye look is actually a recreation of an eye look that I did a couple weeks ago when I did my first Super Great live stream, which was so fun. I gotta do another one of those soon. But obviously I did it on a live stream, so I didn't record it, and I got so many questions on my Instagram of people wanting to see the tutorial, so today I did it again. I don't normally do makeup looks more than once, but this one's just so fun. I feel like you can't overdo a rainbow look. But anyways, I used the About Face Matte Fluid Eye Paints for this look. I used all of these colors. I'll list them down below in case you want to check them out. I know these have been like sold out everywhere, but About Face is at Ulta now, so I'm hoping some of these colors will be in stock for you because I just freaking love these liquid eyeshadows so much. I'm very much in my liquid eyeshadow era right now, and I love this little rainbow look I created. But that's not what this video is about. You did not click on this video to find out what I used for my rainbow eye look. No, you clicked on this video because you, like me, have an interest in all of the makeup I bought last summer, and do I still like it? Or something to that effect. I don't know what the title's gonna be yet. But basically I had this idea because I was just thinking about products that I bought last summer. I bought a lot of makeup last summer. I don't know who was in charge of my bank account last summer because I certainly didn't have the funds to be buying a lot of makeup last summer. But yeah, I bought a lot of makeup and I really don't use that much of it anymore. There's a couple products that I still use a lot, and I thought it would be interesting to talk about that. I love doing second, third, 10th impressions on products on my channel because as fun as first impressions are to film and as fun as they are to watch, gosh knows I love watching people do first impressions. I think as a makeup consumer, which both you and I are, it is far more informative to hear about somebody's 10th impressions than it is their first impressions. And I am very much anti only buying the new exciting makeup products. Like, I like to think about a product for a long time before I make a purchase. So, you know, maybe you'll discover some products today that I've been loving for the last year that maybe you'll finally want to take the jump on and buy, and hopefully I can warn you about some products that are just not worth your money. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing a little robot with my hands here. So, if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you and you want to hear about some makeup that I've been using for a full year and all of my thoughts on it, then I encourage you to please subscribe and to keep on watching because it's coming at you right now. Alright, so let's start the video off on a positive note. I know I just kind of teased you and told you that most of the products I'm not really using anymore, but let's start off with a product that I discovered last summer and has quickly become my favorite cream bronzer that I've ever used. I have yet to find anything better than that, and that is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I use the shade Tan Lines, which I believe is the second to lightest shade, but the first lightest shade is like more of a contour shade, and this is the lightest bronzer shade, and I freaking love this. I'm literally shocked that I haven't hit pan on this because I use it so often. I know I've been like ranting and raving about my Revlon powder bronzer this summer, but I use this equally as much. It kind of just depends on the vibe, you know, if I'm in a powder or a cream mood, and this has been my absolute favorite cream bronzer. I'm wearing it today. Don't judge what it looks like too much though, because the blush on top of it, I'm decluttering after today. I really don't like this blush at all, but I am wearing it today, you know, if you want to get an idea of the color at all. I just love this product because it goes on so sheer, but it's so easy to build up. The putty formula is just so good. Putty, I think, is kind of a gimmicky term if I'm being honest. I would call this more of like a bronzer balm, you know? Or I guess you could just call it a cream bronzer too. That would also be appropriate here, but the formula is really balmy, and I like it because it's a cream bronzer that's not super dewy. You know, sometimes certain cream products, like the blush I'm going to talk about, are like so dewy to the point where they're like oily, and it just kind of is strange, you know, because you want your highlight to maybe look dewy and whatnot, maybe your blush too, but for me, I don't want my bronzer to look dewy or oily or anything. I will achieve my glow from within. I don't want the bronzer to be adding a ton of glow, so I love that this is a cream bronzer that has like a satin finish to it, and it does fully dry down. I can apply powder products over this, which is amazing because sometimes I'm just going through and I'm doing my makeup routine and I'm not really thinking, you know, I put a lot of thought into the eyes. I don't always put as much thought into my base and I'm just going in doing my makeup, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh shoot, I used cream bronzer and I wanted to use a powder blush. But it doesn't matter if this is the cream bronzer that I'm using, because like I just said, I'm reiterating the exact same thing I just said. But yeah, you can use powder products over this and it's no problem for anybody. It's just really good. I know this is not like a new revolutionary thing to be talking about, but I feel like this is a good example of a product that got a ton of hype when it first came out, and for like maybe a couple months after that, and now you just don't hear as many people talking about it anymore. You know, there's always bronzers, especially in the summertime. Oh my gosh, there's been a million bronzer launches this summer and I haven't bought any of them because none of them look like they're gonna be as good as my $6 e.l.f. putty bronzer. I just haven't been sold on that yet. I love this bronzer so much that the last time I was shopping at Target in person, I finally went and picked up one of the blushes. I know that's not what this video is about, but I can vouch that the blushes are also really wonderful. I gotta remember to use this one more. It's a very unique shade. What's this shade name? Tahiti. Very, very beautiful shade. Also love the formula of this blush. The e.l.f. putty formula is just so good. I love the putty primer too. I would truly buy anything in the putty formula from them. They should do a putty highlight. That would be fun. e.l.f. free idea for you. Oh my goodness, I've been talking about this for so long. But yeah, the e.l.f. putty bronzer is a product that I have loved for over a year now and still love very much. All right, now let's talk about the blush that I keep alluding to just being terrible. Here's the deal. This Milk Bionic liquid blush, I wanted to work so badly. I think I gave this blush too many chances. I very rarely say that. I think everyone deserves a second chance and, you know, sometimes a third chance. I gave this guy like 10 chances and he never got better. I tried it so many different ways. I kept thinking like, oh, I just didn't shake it up good enough. That's why the oil keeps seeping out. I just need to shake it up really, really good. Well, I've shooken it. I'm shaking it. I've shooken it. I've shaken this so much to the point where I don't know how it could possibly be shaken anymore and it still separates. I'll show it to you now. So you go to take some out and you just get, it's making this like gross squeezing noise, and yeah, it's just, this is gonna be hard to illustrate my point on because I already squirted out a lot of the oil earlier, but let me see if I can show you. You can kind of see over here the oil that's just like surrounding this. Like, it's very, very oily, and I know a thing with Milk is that they're big on dewy products, and hey, I'm also big on dewy products. I am not big on oily products at all. It's just, it looks like this the whole time. It would be one thing if it was like a dewy product. Oh, you can really see the separation here. Sorry, I'm zooming you back in. You can really see the separation of the product here. You can see it on this one too, how even when I like put it together, you can see that the oil wants to separate from the pigments. And that's happening on my cheeks as well. I don't know if you can tell. It's, my blush looks very patchy and I've layered this up a lot. I tried blending it out with my fingers. I've tried blending it out with a brush. It doesn't want to work for me. And I love the color. I love coral blushes. That's why I initially picked this up, because I saw that they had this gorgeous coral color. I was so excited about it. But unfortunately, I think it's just not in the correct packaging, because like I said, it's impossible to shake this up to the point where the oil does not separate. I wish I had been recording when I applied this earlier, because when I tell you I shook it and then squeezed it and just a huge thing of oil squirted out first. I had to squirt out like a teaspoon of oil. Okay, teaspoon's probably exaggerating, but I had to squirt out a lot of oil before I even got to the product, and it never fully sets down on the skin. Like, my skin still feels a little bit sticky. I'd say it's transfer proof, but honestly I feel like the product, you can barely even see it anymore. It just kind of blended out into nothing. So one, it's really small for $20, and like, I guess you don't have to use a lot, but you kind of do have to use a lot. That was what I said when I first got this. I was like, oh, it's $20, but when do I ever finish a blush? Yeah, you have to use a lot of this to get it to show up. I definitely fell for the gimmickiness of this when it said it was like, you know, a bionic blush, a bionic liquid blush, and it's supposed to have ingredients that are good for your skin in it. I haven't seen any skin benefits from wearing this, but granted, I also don't wear it a lot because I don't like it a lot. So I don't think I really was able to give this the opportunity to see if there were skin benefits, because I just don't like it at all. It's way too much of a hassle. I never ever reach for it. And yeah, I'm gonna be decluttering this after today because it's probably expired at this point. I don't even know how long this is good for. Yeah, it says 12 months and it's been 12 months now, so it is technically expired, so I don't want to give it to anyone, and I wouldn't give this to anyone because you would be like, why did you give me this terrible blush? Sorry, Milk. I really like their lip and cheek tints. tints a lot. But yeah, this blush formula is just not it, and my 10th impressions are, I don't like it. All right, let's talk about another Milk makeup product. They had a big sale last summer, which is why I bought both of these things. I'm pretty sure I got this product I'm about to talk about for 50% off, and then I paid full price for that terrible blush. But hey, we live and we learn, and we move on to see another day and hopefully learn our lessons, and I hopefully did. Anyway, I bought the Milk Makeup Electric Glossy Lip Plumper. I also got this in the coral shade. It's called Wired. I'm wearing it today, and I already said I feel kind of indifferent about this one. Also, I just noticed there's a fly buzzing around here, so if you hear any buzzing because he's flying like really close to my microphone, just know that's what it is. But like I was saying, I am kind of indifferent towards this. I'm glad that I got this for half off. I paid $12.50 for this. I believe it's normally $25. You should not pay $25 for this. This is not a $25 lip gloss that I think is justified being this expensive. My biggest issue with this is I really don't like the applicator. It's one of these squeeze tube applicators, which I'm not totally opposed to squeeze tube applicators. Like it's not my favorite. It's very nostalgic, very Y2K, but when it comes to a gloss that is plumping, I really don't want it to be in this type of applicator because this has Sichuan pepper as its plumping agent, which is my favorite thing about it. It smells like peppers. I love it. And this is a plumping gloss that I do feel like actually does plump a little bit. It gives you tinglies, but there's like a 5-minute delay on it, so wait 5 minutes in this video and you're gonna see me suddenly be like, oh, my lips are tingling, oh my goodness. But I like the tingly feeling of it. I don't like this type of applicator for a plumping gloss because it's really hard to keep within the lines of your lips, and when it's a product that's plumping and has like a spicy ingredient in it, I don't really want to be getting that onto my mustache area or onto my chin, and it's hard to stay in the lines with this. Because if you think about this from like a physics perspective, if you will, like we're squeezing up here, right? Okay, so now it's on the applicator, and then I'm gonna sacrifice my hand for this. I'm going to rub it around on my lips. Imagine my hand is my lips, and it's already on the back of the applicator because it's going against something flat and it's just pushing over the sides. Like it would be one thing if there were like an indent, like a little divot maybe in this, then it would have like a space to go into, but it's flat. It's on an angle, but it's flat. So it just goes onto the back of the applicator, which then causes it to get like on the upper part of my lips, and then usually I end up flipping it over to get the rest of it, and that's fine. But for $25, no chance, absolutely no chance. I think this product would be better suited with like a doe foot wand in it, something I could take out and apply very carefully. I think all plumping glosses should come with an applicator that allows you to be very precise because you don't want to be getting spicy ingredients anywhere other than your lips. So that's kind of my main issue with it. I think the color is really pretty. I do like the color. It's pretty subtle. You can see I was wearing it at the beginning of the video, but it already kind of looked like I wasn't wearing anything anymore. So I don't know, it's fine. That's why I said I'm kind of indifferent towards this. Like I wouldn't buy it again. I keep seeing people seeing this at TJ Maxx, and I'm so jealous because I've never seen these at my TJ Maxx. But if I saw this at TJ Maxx for like $4, yeah, I might pick up another color because I do like the plumpingness of it. Does it actually make my lips look plumper? I don't know. I think it's kind of more a placebo. I think you like feel your lips tingling and you kind of just like subconsciously start curling your lips up and you're like, ooh, look at how plump and juicy my lips are. So I don't know if it actually does any plumping, but like I said, I really like the pepper smell and the color is cute, but I wouldn't buy this at full price. And if I knew last year what I know now, I don't think I would buy it. All right, let's talk about another product from my Ulta haul last July, and that is the Flower Beauty Be Chill Chill Out Smoothing Color Corrector. I always forget the name of this. I have the shade Light Peach. It's the lightest shade, and this is another one. No, I'm not indifferent. I was gonna say I'm indifferent about this. I'm not indifferent about this. I love the formula of this product so much, and I still like this product. I have not been reaching for it lately. I am wearing it today. Flower Beauty did a really good job of nailing the consistency of an under eye color corrector. Like, it's not too slimy, dewy to the point where I feel like it creases, but it's also not too matte to the point where it draws attention to like dry spots and texture. Like, it's a really good texture for a product. I'm just not reaching for this as much anymore because I'm in my pink color corrector era. That's just kind of what I realized looks the best on my skin tone. I think peachy under eye color correctors are really good if you struggle with blue on your under eyes. If you have fair skin and you have blue on your under eyes, then I feel like peach is a good way to correct that. If you have deeper skin, you can reach more towards an orange. They do have a deeper peach shade in this as well, which is like more of an orange, and I just don't struggle with a ton of blue on my under eyes. Very lucky to not struggle with a ton of blue on my under eyes, and I'm going more so for brightness with my concealing routine, and pink just looks the best on me. You know, I have cool undertones. I think it makes sense that pink would be like the brightener of choice. It's not even so much a color corrector anymore, it's just kind of a brightener. It's already my undertone anyways, so I mix this together with my NYX Bear With Me concealer, and this is just my favorite combo right now. So yeah, that's why this one's kind of strange for me, because I'm like, I still really like the formula, you know, I wear it every once in a while, but it's just not my preferred method of color correcting anymore, and I would love for Flower Beauty to come out with a pink shade of this, because if they had a pink shade in this formula, I would never use my Maybelline color corrector again. That's not true. I'd still use it, because sometimes I mix it with my foundation too, but I love this formula. I would just love it in a pink, and that's why I don't really use it anymore. All right, the next product I got in my big Ulta haul last July was the Lottie London Freckle tint. I have the shade Light, and I don't use this at all anymore, and I think it's just because it's expired. This worked really well for me for like 9 months, and then all of a sudden it started to get very gelatinous. Like now what happens if I go in with my freckles is if I go in, I do my little dots here. I don't have you zoomed in so you can't see it all. As I go in, I do my little dots, and then what I used to be able to do is just like pick them up and make more dots everywhere. Oh, now it's working. What's wrong with that? Why is it working now? I swear I used this a couple months ago, and when I went in and put the freckles on my nose and went to lift them up, it just took all of the gel off, and there was like big stringy gel. I feel like you can kind of tell from here that it's kind of, I don't know, it's getting goopy. The texture turned on me, you know, it got a little more gelatinous. It also leaks all over the sides, which I don't like, and I know it's a cheap product. Well, maybe that's just because my cap cracked. Is that why it's leaking on the sides? I don't know. I feel like that's a lot of product to be on the sides there, and it's been like that for a while. Here's the deal. I would purchase this again because it worked really well for, like I said, 9 months, and this is like a $7 product. I was thinking about trying the Freck product that's similar to this. You know, it's also a tint and it comes with that sort of brush tip applicator, but it's so expensive. You guys, it's like 28 bucks. And if it's also only gonna last me 9 months, I don't know, maybe that one lasts longer, but I'm not mad at this Lottie London Freckle tint for lasting me 9 months because it was $7. But if I got the Freck tint and it lasted me less than a year, then I would be kind of mad because that's like an almost $30 product. So yeah, this one's kind of a weird answer. It's like, yeah, I really liked this for a long time, and then the texture turned on me, and the packaging, you know, it's a little cheap, but it's a cheap product, so not super mad at this. I will purchase this again, I just keep forgetting. All right, and the last product I want to talk to you about today that I got from Ulta last summer is the LA Girl Shockwave Neon Eyeliner. I still like this. I'm wearing it today. I forgot to mention that at the beginning when I showed you my eye look. That's what's in my lash line right now. You can see it's this gorgeous bright teal shade. Yeah, I feel like this is probably the best affordable gel liner on the market. It's really good. It's super vibrant. I went back and got another shade a couple months after this. I have a purple shade now too, the shade Vivid. This is the shade Fresh. I still really like this product. I don't reach for it all the time, I will say. I just kind of forget. That's what, you know, is it like the most outstanding thing I've ever used to the point where I want to reach for it every day? No, but that's because I reach for water activated liners on the everyday. Although I'm getting back into my gel liner era right now because I've been using the About Face ones a lot. I've been using the KVD ones a lot. So like I am getting back into that gel liner era. So I feel like I'm going to start wearing this more now. It also looks really pretty as an eyeshadow. I put this all over my lid in the first impressions video I did with this. So I do really like it. I would say if you're looking for a good, very affordable, this is like a couple of dollars, maybe $3 or $4, but very affordable, good cream gel liner formula. This stays in my waterline too. The fact that I've had this on for like an hour already and it hasn't just like totally disappeared is more than I can say for a lot of other pencil liner formulas. So yeah, I still really like this. I said that was gonna be it, but here's a bonus for you. This is not a makeup product, but in that big Ulta haul I did last summer, I also bought the Curlsmith Weightless Air Dry Cream, and this is the product that catapulted me into discovering a lot of really wonderful products from Curlsmith, and I have repurchased this. This is clearly, it's not the same bottle I got last summer. I finished that, but I will say it lasted me a long time. It lasted me like a good, maybe 8 months. Like it really lasted a long time. I was squeezing it out of there for a long time, and I use this every time after I finish showering. It's my leave-in conditioner product. I like it because I can let my hair air dry with it, and it definitely gives like a good amount of moisture. My hair is dry naturally, so I need to always be adding in more moisture. but it's not too much to the point where it like makes, you know how sometimes if your hair gets like protein overload, if you have curly hair, you know that if your hair gets like protein overload, then it gets like soft, like too soft and dull. This does not do too much. This is also one of their more lightweight products, so it's very light hold. Like this is not a gel, it's not gonna add crunch or anything to your hair. It's just gonna add moisture. I still go in with a mousse after this. Sometimes I use gel after. So like I still use other products with this, but I really, really like this. So I highly recommend the Curlsmith leave-in air dry cream if you have thin curly hair like me. All right, now that's it for real. It's a partly cloudy, partly sunny day. The lighting is changing every 2 seconds. This fly is buzzing all over the place. He wants to know the best products too. But I hope you enjoyed this type of video. I would love to do this again. I could do this again like every month because I buy makeup every month. So I can just keep going from like makeup I bought last year. Maybe we'll do it seasonally. Who knows? We'll see how you like it. But I had a lot of fun giving you my 10th impressions on all of these products. Hopefully saving you some money if you were thinking about buying a few of these products but you weren't sure. I hope I could help you. I hope I could encourage you to buy good products and discourage you from buying bad products. And as always, I just thank you so much for being here with me. That was super sweet of you. Check out my description box for all of the products on my face today. Also in my description box, I'll have a bunch of Black Lives Matter resources, resources to support the Asian American community, resources to support the LGBTQ plus community, and resources to support Ukraine. So please click on those links if you haven't yet. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!